Hi, let's look at this question together. The figure is made up of three identical circles with radius equal to 14 cm. The circumference of each circle touches the center of the other two circles. Find the shaded area. So first thing is, this is three circles, one circle here, one circle here, and the third one that is here. Okay, the radius has 14 cm, so the radius is 14, which means that from the center here to the circumference is 14 cm. The question says that the circumference of each circle touches the center of the other two circles. So which means that it touches the center, touches the center, touches the center. So it also means that the distance between here and here is, the center and center is 14 centimeter as well. Okay, so how do we solve this problem? Let's recap what do we learn in P5 and P6. We learned about how to find the area of a square. We also learned about how to find the area of a circle, a semicircle, and a quarter circle. So if you have using a quarter circle, you can find the area of the green color as well as the orange color. You can also be able to find the area of a leaf if you know how to find the area of a triangle here. Okay. Similarly, for such question, you always remember, if you have an object that looks like a leaf, you can always cut it into two equal halves. Or you have something like that, then you can also cut it. Okay. With this in mind, I'll show you two approaches of solving this problem. The first one. This is the original shape, if you remember. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, I know that I will not be able to find the area of this weird part. So I'm trying to find something that I'm familiar with. Okay, so I flip it over. This part I flip it over. Once I flip it over, I realize that there is a white space here. Okay, and I realize I have two extra, the green and the yellow on this side, which I can cut and move them down, which they fill this space exactly. So in this case, what I have here is a semicircle. So the shaded area is actually a semicircle with radius 14 centimeter. So remember, you can always cut and remove. Okay, why? How do I know that it fit nicely? Because they are all identical circles, which means their circumference are the same. And now I'm going to approach 2. Okay. Remember, we say that these are the three center points of the circle, and we know that from this side is 14, this side is 14, and this side 14, which means that this triangle that I added in here is an equilateral triangle. Okay. If I overlap the equilateral triangle with the shapes that I want to find, which is also center here, we realize that I have a white space which I want to get rid, which is here, and this is something that's extra outside, which I can actually use to fill the white space. And once I cut this and move it down, it's actually a slice of a circle. And this angle here is 60 degrees. Why is it 60 degrees? Because this is an equilateral triangle. So the angle inside the equilateral triangle is always 60. And since I have 3 pieces of this shape, which means that I will have 3 pieces of 60 degree size of a circle. So 60, 60, 60 is 180, which is actually a semicircle. So both derive the same conclusion. Now we look at the solution. The solution is very straightforward. Area of a semicircle is half times pi r squared. Pi is 22/7. The radius is 14. I get 308. So the area of the shaded part is 308 centimeters square. I hope it helps. If you like my video, do subscribe or at least give me a thumbs up. Thank you.